Alright, so here's tonight's photo of these two. I'm still sort of in the editing process, but I'm going to run through it and then we'll finish it up at the end. So, original photo from tonight. It's one of these. This one. Okay, so that's how it came in. Not too bad. It's kind of washed out. There's not a lot of contrast. There's no white. There's a lot of black. But it's a cool idea, but it's not really anything at the moment. So, I put on, I think, the black and white 1 filter, which is basically this. So there's this elliptical that I put on. Clarity up, shadows up, that's over Alex. Then there's this one, shadows down, exposure down, highlights down, that's affecting what's around that, so that's creating a vignette. And basic, the highlights are down, shadows are up, whites are up, blacks are down. So what's this moving? It's moving the highlights this way. So what was here is now there. You can kind of watch, you can't watch the experiment to do that, but so highlights down, whites up. So it's moving part of these down, then it's moving the whites up. It's moving these blacks down, but then it's pulling some of them back out to midtones and just shadows. And then the clarity's down, so that's what's around everything. That's overall, that's midtone contrast. Decreasing, so what was here is now in the middle, and what was here is now in the middle. Okay, so that's that. Didn't do anything with the tone curve. A little teeny bit with that. Not much. Yeah, that's just kind of what's around there. You can look at that. Varies from photo to photo. That's just what was on the preset. Split toning. I messed with this a little bit just to figure out what I liked for this photo. I liked having the highlights like this, and the saturation here, and the shadows there, and that. So those two colors make sort of a purple and gold. I thought it worked well, but I thought I could do more with it here. So I brought it into Photoshop with this one and that one. Open this guy back up. So, what I did, first I did this. So these two layers, this one I blurred. So if you look at that, it's nice and blurred. Set it to color. I could pump it all the way up, which isn't bad. What I'm going to do right now, though, fill this in with some of this nice blue. Get some of that, and bring it back over this. Oops. There we go. So that works. Use a pen for that. A little smaller. Just kind of go on the edge, touch that up a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So that was just adding blue over that ugly thing. Okay. So we got this. Let's see, I already did a few edits, but basically I blurred this, which gave me just kind of the colors and a glow. So it gives me this. That's just filter gauzy and blur over. Okay. Then I set it to color, so it's going to turn whatever layer behind it this color, which is that layer. So colors, that one, but it's still sharp because it's this layer, this bottom layer right here. And a little curves adjustment. You can see the reds. I just bumped it up there and down there. It barely does anything, just adds a little bit of blue to the shadows. It's taking away a little bit of that red hint. So that's that one. So I made that into a group. There we go. And I duplicated it, compressed it, and made it into a smart object. Went to the filter gallery. Okay. You want to do that. Okay. Okay. Not sure why it's double clicking. So, change that to normal for a second. That's what that looks like. That's in the filter gallery. That's called Edge Glow. And I smoothed it a lot, brightened it a lot, and just messed around with it until I got this, which is a pretty basic. It doesn't have a lot of detail, but it all the edges are glowing. I thought that looked nice. Then I added it to pretty much everything besides his face. Then I added it to lighten, so only the light areas, the lighter areas, get glowed. So see screen, overlay, all of these, the black parts to this will show through, but with this lighten, only the lighter parts, which is nice. I could also hit this. I could hit Command L. I'm going to rasterize that one. There we go. And it's not letting me. Yeah, okay. So that brings up levels for this layer only. Go like this to bring in more. So just the bright ones. So I think I'm going to go something kind of like that. Because I like the way it looks on those rocks. So that's without, that's with. I don't really like what it does on this jacket, so I'm going to get my brush, do a layer mask, make it a little bit bigger. I'll change it to 40%. And I'll just kind of paint over this. If you're looking at this, you can see what I'm doing here. So, and I'm shift clicking on that. So before, after, on the jacket. So it just gets rid of a little bit of it. I think it helps. So that's that. And I'll save that one. And then I always want to check kind of like it. I like it in black and white, but I also like it in color. So I'll probably do a black and white version of this. I'll show you how to do that. So head back over to that room. So I've got this version here. So before, Command D. We'll open it in Photoshop. Okay, so I'll duplicate it. The image mode. Filter galleries only works 8-bit. With the filter gallery going edges, it's what I had at last. My RAM is full. Look at that there. 4 days. Could be worse. Okay, so I got that. So what happens? You just kind of mess around with settings. what happens, you know, I could add another filter to, well, what happens if I add another filter? That could be kind of cool. How about we not add another filter? That's what that looks like. I'll probably just use this part. Maybe some of that. We'll see. I'll add that. So really don't like where it goes to the face. So I'll add that. And then go over to 100%. Paint over his jacket. So that goes that. Not bad. I like it. Still looks like, okay, so you'll see the opacity never got changed, actually changed. So decrease the brush size. There we go. Hold Z, move to the left. Paint down a little bit. X to switch white to black. There we go. Makes his hair a little fuller too. Nothing ever cares. My pen is just going insane lately. Anyway. What's that? So what if we have a little photo filter and then maybe a that what we want? Da-da-da. Yeah. What is going on? Every time I tap the click, it clicks it twice. So, that one or that one. So I'm going to start and to compare, tab you over both sides. So, that one and that one. The first time. I like both, but I'm going to lean towards this one. Personally, I like this one. Alex might like this one, but I'm going to go with this one. So there you have it. That's how you edit this. I don't think I'll do anything. See, you can see my pen is just going crazy over what it does to the leaves back there. Not. Okay, so for camera settings, I didn't really explain that. Go down to this. So 1/200th maximum sync speed, f4.5 because I'm shooting a 35mm ISO 400. I manually focused on Alex, so I'm shooting the reflection, so I can actually just tilt the camera up, shine a light on Alex, and focus, and the reflection is the same theoretical distance away because of how light works. So that's how you'd focus. I put the strobe down on the ground over up here. Pointed at Alex, obviously. And for framing, I had a headlamp on, and it was dim enough that it wouldn't pick it up in the camera with these settings at all. So I could use that to kind of frame by the feet. Yeah, took the picture. Alex sort of did his own posing, and that's about it. See you later.